Today, I'm going to take you on a haunted paranormal tour of the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary is a retired British ocean liner that operated primarily on the North Atlantic Ocean from 1936 to 1967 for the Cunard Line.
Doing the ghost hunt.
I was able to do the paranormal tour, and it was quite interesting. I have done a whole lot of ghost hunting in my time, and this was one of the more relaxed ghost hunting paranormal tours that I've been on. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you a bunch of information about this tour, so if you decide to do it, you'll know what to expect. After the Queen Mary retired as an ocean liner, it was purchased by Disney. The room B340 became a prototype haunted mansion at sea. The room was wired for spooky happenings like creaking floorboards and faucets turning on by themselves, and eventually closed when the experiment was unprofitable. But smoke and mirrors aside, the room's history is rife with suspicious and unexplained deaths. And there are rumors of many other sinister disasters on the ship, such as a girl drowning in one of the now closed pools, a man being crushed to death in the boiler rooms, a criminal held by authorities dying alone under eerie, grotesque circumstances. There's a lot in the background history of the Queen Mary. Let's start from the beginning. So the Queen Mary has a long and bunch of stories in its history. It dates back to the Great Depression. The ocean liner was built by John Brown and the company during the early 30s. So the Queen Mary had its maiden voyage on May 27th, 1936 from Southampton, England. It served as a luxurious cruising experience for celebrities and the rich. It contained numerous dining halls, pools, cocktail lounges, and a grand ballroom. This right here is the captain quarters. And they say this is haunted also. The captain quarters are all behind glass, so you can't go in there. This is the original plumbing, the original furniture. Everything's original in these rooms, and that's why they're behind glass. Did I mention there's a fantastic view of Long Beach from the decks? After the war, the ship was reformed and a cruise ship for the elite. It was a lavish liner until late December of 1967, where it docked in Long Beach. It has stayed there ever since. Ever since docking in Long Beach in the 1960s, the Queen Mary has been the location for numerous paranormal sightings. The cruise ship turned hotel has become a hotspot for paranormal investigators and tourists looking for a few good thrills like myself. Guests can expect the usual array of ghostly mischief, people hearing mysterious knocks, doors opening and closing, temperatures dropping, strange aromas of the past. An encounter with the supernatural seems to be just around the corner at the Queen Mary, but certain rooms attract more ghostly visitors.
And we have a really big room. Just make sure to get waters if you would like, because there's a lot of stairs in the second hour. The bar has free water cups for you guys if you choose. With that in mind, I'm going to get started on my story because it's not wasting any more time.
Get back to the ghostly backgrounds, but this right here is the Queen Salon. It features a trio of golden onyx fireplaces, which are the epitome of opulence and luxury. It has one-of-a-kind original artwork that drapes the walls, and this is also the main lounge of the Queen Mary. It was called cabin class pre-war and first class after World War II. So this would have been known as the first class dining area. This elegant space is around 9,000 square feet. It holds about 700 guests, and today it's used for extravagant venues. They do have rooms set up like these for seances, since it is haunted and they have a lot of paranormal investigators coming in. As you walk throughout the ship, you're going to see a lot of original doors and elevators and stairs, and these are all noted. So right now we are on our way down to where the engine room would be. Actually, I think it's a floor or two above the engine room, and this is where they have like a haunted house set up in October, and they have all these props and stuff everywhere. This is also where they would have like the mail room. They have a pool, which I'm about to go in pretty soon here. And this area is super haunted. For right now, what I'm doing is I'm just taking video and I'm taking pictures and I analyze it. And so far I haven't come across anything.
Right below that is just water. And around the entirety of the walls of that room.
One thing I do have to say is they have a lot of really good props for their haunted house that they have in the near Halloween. So as you walk along, there will be original wallpaper, flooring, the ship's engine rooms coming up too. And there's many reports of paranormal activity there because the engine room's really deep. So you look through these windows right here coming up, there's the engine room. And there's been many people that died down there during the ship's seafaring days. They see an 18-year-old boy dressed in blue overalls down there. Many people say they see him wandering around the engine room and then just disappears into a door. So what I did catch when I was walking through here is an orb. And I will point it out, but this orb followed me around. So at this point, the only thing I've seen is this orb that's on the screen right now. It's that little green dot floating around. And then it just disappeared into the wood, into like the metal. And my flash caught that image back there, but that's just a prop.
All right, I'm going in. Yeah. Oh, wow. How cool is this? Oops. Be careful, I almost tripped and fell in there. Did you see that? I did, I almost tripped and fell in there. Wait, I gotta do a little. Am I doing video? Oh, I don't know how to flip it around. I almost fell in there. This is really cool. This is really cool.
So the ship's pool rooms have also been home to wandering spirits. There's reports of splashing, laughter, wet footprints leading to the changing rooms. Some of them have witnessed a woman dressed in 30s swimwear walking around the pool and disappearing into thin air. The second class pool room, which is what you see right here, is host to one spirit in particular, a little girl. They call her Jackie, and she has reportedly haunted the location for decades. She is described as a young girl clutching a teddy bear who drowned in the pool decades ago. They hear her voice, they hear her laughs, and although there's no official records of anyone ever drowning in the Queen Mary's pools. Out of all the locations on the Queen Mary, the most famous haunted room aboard the ship is room B340. That stateroom has been the site for most reports of haunted sightings on board the ship. People have witnessed lights and faucets turning on and off, bed covers being pulled off while sleeping, a dark figure standing over the guest while they're sleeping. People have been touched and their hair's been pulled. People have been requesting to stay in that room for years. It has been closed off to rent since the late 80s, but is recently opened to rent for single night stay. The Queen Mary was once most majestic ocean liners to sail around the globe. Today, it's one of the most haunted travel destinations in America. Tourists are welcome to book a room at the ship-turned hotel in hopes to witness a few ghostly events. If you don't mind strange knocks, doors randomly opening and closing, or being greeted by a dark figure in the middle of the night, then perhaps a night on the RMS Queen Mary is for you. And this is my roomie Diana, and we were always looking around for ghosts, but we didn't see any. So do I think the Queen Mary's haunted? I'm not really sure. I don't think so. But we made it on our cruise on the Carnival Radiance the following day. I sure hope you enjoyed my video on the paranormal tour of the Queen Mary. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos. And remember, it's up to you to make it fun and make it yours. We'll see you the next time.